Once again, welcome everyone to the today's session. So today we will be talking about uh, a very important session which has gained like very momentum in current period. Everyone is talking about AI, so we thought to conduct a session on AI tools for research in social science and humanities. So that's the session we'll be speaking on today. Before we begin, let me introduce myself and our speaker for today. So I'm Mudabira, and I'm currently a third year PhD student in economics at Sheffield University in UK. And our speaker is Nabeel Ahmad. He's an external consultant, library in Indian Institute of Human Settlement. So he will walk us through today's session, and I'll be moderating it. The outline, so before we start the outline of our session, I will talk some bits about the Kashf initiative. So we are a non-profit initiative of researchers from South Asia. We're based in different universities across the world, like Oxford, Cambridge, Edinburgh, JNU, DU, and I'm from Sheffield. So we are a cohort of different researchers from different universities. So our aim is to make research and learning in social science and humanities more accessible, especially for learners in non-metro regions or underserved institutions. Uh, Now that we look at our journey since the launch this year, we realized that at Kashf, our work began with a simple observation that some of the most fundamental skills in humanities and social science, like how to read a text closely, how to think methodologically, or how to ask important and sharp questions, are often sidelined in our trainings. So many of us have felt this gap firsthand. So we started this small but deliberate response to this. It's our Kashf initiative, it's a space for a pause, for returning to the fundamentals, not as a remedial step, but as a way of honoring the labor of our thought, a reminder that scholarship can be slow, generous, meaningful, and serious. So we've done a couple we've done a few sessions during from our start in January. I think we've made quite a progress. So we've hosted free informative sessions and training sessions. Sometimes we do it multiples in a month, and we've covered some bits like how to learn the basics of research, to how to write a proposal, to doing literature review, to learning references. So there is a lot of stuff that we've been involved in. We've also hosted writing workshops and even special sessions co hosted with seminar forums in Oxford and other institutions. So, to reach more learners, we've also started our sessions in different languages. Like we've conducted sessions in Hindi, Odia, Malayalam, and we've also conducted some sessions in Marathi because language should never be a barrier to learning. So we've also rolled out some of our pillars, like a reading pillar, etc., and also a writing pillar. So if you want to know more about our work, you can join our mailing list, or you can go through our website. So it's my pleasure to introduce our wonderful panelists once again. So we have Nabeel with us, who's an external consultant from library in Indian Institute of Human Settlements. So in this session today, the outline of this session for today will be that we'll have an introduction, and then we'll look at some tools for literature review like Illicit, Research Rabbit, and Perplexity. And then we will look at some tools for writing like Quillbot, Paperpal, or Grammarly. And then we'll have some tools for presentations, and then we'll go on to give you some tips about how to use AI in your research efficiently. So over to you, Nabil. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mudabira, for the wonderful introduction. Um, uh, uh, as you can see the outline of the session, so I will just begin. Uh, okay, so no need to get intimidated by the image of the beam you can see on the screen. It's just a representation of most of us, and especially the folks who are in humanities and social sciences, since the AI revolution has taken uh, place I mean, in every aspect of our lives. We can see that every other tool, every other software app or application is just AI powered now. And we, as an academics in the research, sometimes feel slightly outdated or sometimes feels slightly alienated with the AI tech we have in our mainstream. So it's just a representation of most of our situation. And I will give just a brief characteristic on the features of AI um, tools we have. So AI isn't just limited to STEM anymore. It has made waves in the different domains now. It is not just limited to science, technology, engineering, and medicine domain. It is has evolved in the domain of social science, and I mean, if it has entered from the very starting of a research process to the very end of a research process, from finding, identifying a research problem to actually getting a conclusion or making an output of your research work. Then research is AI is your research sidekick. You should consider AI as your research assistance, not as a replacement. And from problem to solution, yes, AI in research work has been involved from problem to solution, since we know that AI, since research work starts from a problem while identifying our research question to actually coming up with a solution of your research. It has uh, it has become a part of our research work from problem to solution, from the starting of our research work to our end. Then beyond words, it has been perceived until now that research is just limited to text generations, but no, it has evolved into image generation, data analysis, visualization, and all. And lastly, AI is a helper, not a replacement. Most of us have, I mean, we know there is a lot of fuss and discussion going around that if AI will replace us or not. So it's not true entirely. AI can never replace us. It's a helper. It works as an assistant. It it makes our work more smoother and more feasible. Again, just a representation of the very beginning of a research work starts with the literature review. Literature review is the process of our research work where we go through the published research work and we see how much has already been published. We try to identify a research gap and what is the prevailing research output as of, we have right now. So the old school uh, trick or the strategy of finding the related literature was to go through the databases and indexes to see how much has already been published on your a topic or research problem. But now it has become much easier with AI-powered tools, which we will be discussing in the slides ahead. So for the literature review and discovery, I have carefully curated these three tools. Um, I mean, if you will look around, there are dozens of tools available for literature review and discovery, but these three tools are entirely reliable, and they come up with the most relevant results in terms of searching for the existing literature. So the first one is Elicit, then we have Perplexity, and the last one is Research Rapid. Uh, Okay, so Elicit is a literature reviewer, more of a discovery tool which requires a sign up, and it comes up with a freemium model where the free version is available, but to avail all the features of this AI tool, you need to upgrade and get the subscription. There are three main features of this AI tool. The first one is finding papers. The second one is research report. And the last one is the systematic review. Finding papers and research report are available in the free version, but systematic review can only be availed when you upgrade it to the premium version. Apart from it, there are two more features in it to upload and extract the text from a paper and then chat with papers. So finding papers is a very basic feature of this tool where you need to put your query in the search box and it will give you the relevant results. The research report is another exclusive feature of this AI tool where you can generate the entire report based on your query. And the last one, the systematic review, where the tool goes through the existing literature based on your research query and then come up with a systematic review uh, 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 with a solution. Then the two more features we have is upload and extract, where you simply have to upload the research paper and you can extract the information from the paper. You can summarize it. You can ask the questions in chat with papers feature. Then how to use Elicit? Using Elicit is quite simple. You just need to visit www.elicit.org, sign up either with your email or you can sign up with your Google account as well. Then simply put the query in the search box and search for the results. The Elicit will generate a list of relevant academic papers from where you can extract structured data such as design, data, sample size, and outcomes. Then based on your research, you can also always refine by applying various filters such as publication date, credibility rating, study design, and even you can filter the data in accordance with the location as well. Then if satisfied, you can summarize the information from your result, export the data tables and download the citations as well. One important feature available in Elicit is that you can integrate uh, directly the references in your research work. Then we have Research Rabbit, and Research Rabbit is more of a visualization tool than literature search, where you simply need to sign up, search for the papers, create a collection for your for the papers you have got from your results, and then you can visualize, as you can see in the screenshot, network of papers and the co-authorships. And then you can also collaborate with the collection. Once you have a collection which is in a folder, you can always collaborate with the teammates and work together on that collection. Then lastly, one important feature is available on Research Rabbit is Zotero integration. You can directly export your references from Research Rabbit to Zotero. Then using Research Rabbit is again quite simple. You just need to visit researchrabbit.com, researchrabbitapp.com, and then create your account, create a collection, name it, organize it, and then add papers by searching it either with the title, DOI, and you can certainly import the citations from Mentor and Zotero. Once the citations are imported or you have searched for your papers and collected them in your collection, you can simply visualize networks, explore citation references. Uh, uh, then again, with the visualization, with the help of visualization, you can find the related papers which are cited for one specific paper. And then lastly, you can collaborate and share your collection. Then we have Perplexity, and in simple terms, if I would say Perplexity is a chat GPT for academics, because it comes up with the results along with the sources. It's a freemium model, again, free with the basic version and premium for the subscription. Sign up is not required, but if you do not sign up and use it directly, you won't be able to save your history and won't be able to go back to your search if you would again uh, search anything on Perplexity. And yeah, the interesting feature in Perplexity, which distinguishes it from the ChatGPT, is that it comes with sources when you get the answers. You can always get multiple filters in Perplexity. And one again important feature in Perplexity is to upload and analyze. You can upload your document in the form of Word, PDF, PPT, or even images, and then analyze it. And then lastly, you can create a space and share it with your teammates or with your acquaintances and collaborate on that work. Then simply visit www.perplexity.ai to use Perplexity. As I said, no login is required for the standard use. Sign up for the account and save the history. Simply type your query in the search box uh, and get the results, review the responses, and then you will get the follow-up questions such as if you would put the query initially, what is open access publishing, then you can follow up question. You will get the follow-up questions such as status of open access publishing in India, and you can also modify your follow-up questions and then explore the related sections as well. Then we have three tools for writing and editing. I have uh, again carefully curated these three tools because they are the most reliable and they come up with the most relevant results. The first one is Quillbot, then Grammarly, as you must have, most of us must be knowing about it. Then we have an alternate of Quillbot Paperpal. Uh, yeah, Quillbot, my personal favorite. It is a one-man army sort of a AI tool. It initially started with the two features, primarily the paraphrasing and summarizing, but then gradually it transformed and um, um, came up with a lot of more writing features and services such as AI detector, grammar check, plagiarism check, AI humanizer, translator, citation generator, a very interesting feature of Quillbot, which I will be discussing in the coming slide. And then two more features which makes it more reliable is Quillbot Flow and AI chat. And then again, it is compatible with a lot of other apps and extensions. Its extension is available for Chrome, for MS Word, and for Google Workspace as well. To use Quillbot, visit quillbot.com, sign up or log in. Again, a freemium model, free plan available, and then premium features unlocks when you subscribe to the premium version. Once you are logged in, you can choose a feature which you want to use, such as a paraphrase to rephrase text in different styles, grammar check to fix grammar and spelling, summarizer to summarize the long text and or summarize the text in key points. Then citation generator is a very useful tool, useful feature of Quillbot, where you simply need to drop the DOI or the link of your work of the reference, and then you can generate the citation in different format, APA, MLA, Chicago, Blue Book, or Harvard Review, and a lot more citation styles are available. Then lastly, a translator feature is available where you can translate your text into multiple languages. Uh, you can simply paste or type your text in the box, or you can also uh, drop the document in the Word or PDF format and extract the text from it, generate the output, review suggestions, and edit as needed. And uh, but again, important feature of Quillbot is that you can generate the report of plagiarism and AI text. And you can use integrations for Google Docs and Microsoft Word, and even for uh, the Chrome extension as well. And mm, Quillbot keyboard is also available, which I forgot to mention here. It is an app for Android and iOS, where you can simply download the app in your mobile and use it as a primary keyboard, and where you can use such features in the real time, the paraphraser, grammar check, and even you can generate the ideas as well. So next we have Paperpal. Paperpal is an alternative to Quillbot with for two more interesting features in it. Apart from the regular features, it has the grammar check, AI writing, research insight, chat PDF, plagiarism check, and paraphrasing. Two more features. It has the paper pal co-pilot and paper pre-flight, which I will be discussing in the next slide. Using PaperPal is as simple as using Quillbot. You just need to visit www.paperpal.com, sign up, log in, free plan with limits, and uh, premium version. Premium features are available in the premium version of PaperPal. Uh, yeah, so two main tools which are quite useful and makes it uh, different from other uh, AI writing tools is Paper Copilot. It is a feature available in PaperPal where you can use PaperPal as your writing assistance. In the real time, you can enter the text, copy or paste, and then in the meantime, PaperPal will give you suggestions, grammar checks, and even you can generate ideas as well. The other feature of PaperPal is pre-flight, where you have to simply upload your research manuscript, search for the journal where you want to get your research work published, and the AI powered pre-flight feature of PaperPal will uh, uh, check your manuscript in accordance with the journal submission guidelines. It will check for the formatting, compliance, tone, overall format of your manuscript and come up with the results. And you can download the report as well in the pre-flight and then again make the edit as per the journal submission guidelines. Uh, yeah, so again, you can simply paste the text and you can also upload uh, the Word file and the PDF, get the suggestions on grammar, vocabulary, tone, structure, and then revise and apply edits. A number of integrations are available in PaperPal for Microsoft Word and Overleaf. Yeah, so next we have Grammarly. Most of us might be knowing about this tool. It initially started as an app for keyboard to check for the grammar and suggest synonyms and antonyms while typing. But now it has transformed into a full-fledged AI writing assistant tool with a number of features. Again, it comes up with a freemium model, free with the basic features, and we need to subscribe to unlock the premium or the overall features of Grammarly. Uh, uh, Obviously, grammar check, AI check. Again, you can check your text if it is AI generated or not. You can also check the plagiarism. Chrome and MS Word extensions are available. Uh, uh, you can also generate ideas and get the suggestions from AI. Then again, the very basic feature of Grammarly is the app. Now, app has now integrated these features as well, apart from the grammar suggestion and the grammar check. The keyboard mobile app, which is available for Android and iOS users, has the feature of paraphrasing, has the feature of generating ideas. To use Grammarly, you need to go www.grammarly.com, create your account, and then there are multiple options available how to use it. The web editor comes up with a web page where you can simply paste or type your text or even upload your document and then review it. Browser extensions are available for Gmail, LinkedIn, Twitter, and it works in almost all the websites. Then desktop app is available for Mac and Windows both. Extensions are available for Microsoft Word and Outlook. And then keyboard app, simply paste, write, or upload the document in the text and then review the suggestions, write with AI, check the AI text and plagiarism. You can always adjust your writing goal in accordance with audience, tone, formality, and the style. And then you can also export your edited work in the Word and PDF format. Then lastly, we have three tools for presentation and visualization. We have Gamma app, we have Infogram, and the Picto chart for the visualization. The first one, Infogram, is a AI-powered tool to create infographic reports, dashboards, maps, charts, flyers, social media posts, slides, and posters. It comes up with a freemium model. Uh, 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 you can get the free version, uh, and then for the advanced features, you need to subscribe. Templates are available for all these different types of uh, uh, documents you want to create. And then one important feature is you can embed the design in your website, and there are features with interactive GIFs and stickers as well. You need to visit www.infogram.com to create your account. Uh, you can start with a new project, choose whatever you want to create, and then there are two options available. Either you can extract the template from the template store, or you can also start from the scratch with a blank document. Then you can add the data, edit it directly in the built-in spreadsheet. You can also import the data, which could be in the Excel, CSV, or in the Google Sheet format. You can customize the design, change colors, fonts, icons, and the overall layout. And then finally, you can save, share, download your document in the PNG, PDF, GIF, PPT format. And then you can also share uh, the document in the link or through the embedded code. The next we have an alternative to Infogram is PictoChart. Uh, it is available in basic and advanced version. Basic version is free, advanced version is paid. It is quite similar to Canva, but an alternative to Canva as well, where you can create infographic posters, presentations, diagrams, flyers, social media posts, and uh, you can create these things through AI by giving a prompt, uh, and the template is also available. And then you can also upload your document in any format and then edit it accordingly. Lastly, you can collaborate with your teammates and work together. So you need to visit pictochart.com, create an account, start either with a new design or get a template. You can also start with a blank document as well. Add and edit the content, work with the data through charts, uh, uh, dump your data in the sheet and edit it. You can also, similar to Infogram, import the data from CSV and Excel file and through Google Sheets as well. Customize the data, change font, edit the fonts and the layout. Uh, then finally, you can save and export uh, your document in PNG format, PDF, PPT, Word, and then share it via link or an embedded code. And then lastly, we have Gamma app. Gamma app is primarily for presentations, but you can design a lot more uh, stuff as well, such as social media posts, websites, infographics, dashboards, and you can create it with AI by giving an AI prompt. Uh, uh, it will generate the first draft, and then you can edit accordingly. One exceptional feature with Gamma app is it comes up with a public API. Um, uh, Public API through public API, you can embed that public API in your personal work, and and accordingly you can uh, create your documents. Uh, you can create your account on Gamma app by visiting www.gamma.app. You can start a new project, choose the type of document you want to create, give the prompt, such as if I give the prompt impact of AI on education, the Gamma will generate the first draft with slides and sections, which you can certainly edit and customize later accordingly. And then you can also collaborate and invite your teammates and work together, co-edit in real time, like the same we do it in the Google Workspace. And then finally, you can present it and share it in different formats. You can also present the PPTs directly from the Gamma app and export it in PDF and PPT format. So yeah, this was it. All the three uh, different types of tools available for different sections of your research work. Now, I will be discussing a very few tips here, which you can certainly apply by using any AI tool. Um, just a representation. As I said in the beginning, that there is a lot of fuss and a discussion uh, going around that if AI will replace the human work or not. So simply, I mean, no, it cannot. It can never replace the human efforts and the work. Academics should embrace AI as an academic AI rather than fearing its replacement. And certainly, we shouldn't be thinking about that thing and use AI as an assistant, which will make your work more, or which will create your work more interactive, captivating, and the over workflow more feasible. Yeah, then again, uh, every AI, every tool which claims it to be AI powered is not actually AI powered. As an academics, we have to be very critical in this uh, part. You need to go, you cannot simply uh, go blindfolded and trust any of the AI tools available for your research work. You need to tap into your intellect and critical thinking, go through the search results it gives you in the first place, see if those results are accurate and relevant with proper sources or not, and then you can proceed further. Then again, scrutinize before using. As I said in previously, that you cannot blindly believe in any of the AI output. Uh, One prime example that it sometimes AI hallucinates the results as well. And recently, even though OpenAI, the parent organization of ChatGPT, has uh, corrected this flaw in ChatGPT, where ChatGPT um, comes up with fake references if you would ask for the references. So yeah, again, scrutinize before using, check for the references, go to the original source and see if that reference is actually available or not. And then lastly, pair AI outputs with human review. Since all of these AI tools are um, made with the large language models where the, the human uh, effort was involved. So there is always a room for bias. And as a researcher in social science and academics, I think I need not to emphasize on this. You need to always uh, uh, check if the results are objective or not. And then again, you cannot simply believe in any of the outputs any tools give you in terms of the text generation or um, the content in any other format. Yeah, so this was it. I think we should be open up for the questions now, Mudabira, right?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Nabeel, for this insightful session. I think it was a very good starting point for all of us to dwell deeper into these resources and maybe use them for our own research. So we'd allow to hear now questions. So I can see some of the hands raising, and you can raise your hands, or you can drop your questions in chat messages, or you can send them privately as well to me or our panelist. I can see there's one hand raised, Zakir Abdali. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. So you can go on and ask your question, Zakir.
Hello, madam. Thank you from you and your organization. Ma'am, actually, it was a fruitful and very beneficial points that you have chosen to present it today for us. Good, thank you. And ma'am, uh, actually, I'm a PhD scholar from Surat, Gujarat, and just I would like to ask, ma'am, if we make a table like in data collection, in data analysis chapter, if we make a table and put it on ChatGPT or Perplexity AI for interpretation, does it make a does it make a problem in AI generated uh, application like AI generated detection, or is it a problem or not? And the second question, ma'am, as you said, Elicit, I have been using Elicit for my literature review. So and some journals, and even in our university, the library has a tool to detect AI generated text. Is this a problem or not? Thank you.
Thanks, Zakir, for joining the session, and thanks for these questions. I think they are very important questions that we generally do ask, or that we generally do get and ask ourselves while using AI tools. So, Nabil, would you like to go ahead and answer them?
Yeah. So, Zakir, thanks a lot for your question. It's a very important question. As you said that if you put your data collection in ChatGPT or Elicit or Perplexity and get the results, will it be a problem or not? So, in one word, no, it shouldn't be a problem. But again, you have to be slightly critical in this way. As I said, there are a number of uh, uh, biases, and there is always a room for flaw in whatever you generate through the AI tools. So one thing you can do is to use your own insight while generating uh, the results, uh, either through the chat GPT or Perplexity, and then go through. So what you can do is, instead of entering the entire uh, table, you can initially put some of your data and see if the results are accurate or not. And then certainly, if the results are accurate, you can put the entire data in ChatGPT and get the results. But again, always, finally, you need to be very critical. You need to see by yourself also if the results you are getting from it is, I mean, if it is relevant or not. And another question you have asked is with the Elicit, right? If you generate text from Elicit, will it be a problem in AI detection or not? So, if you are associated to any university, there are guidelines for using the AI text. And besides, you can use certain uh, tools as this feature is available in Quillbot. This feature is also available in the Grammarly. And if you need to go a bit further, Turnitin provides an AI detection tool. If you're a PhD scholar, you must have access to Turnitin as well. I think if not Turnitin, then any other plagiarism detection tool. You can run your document through Turnitin and see how much percent of your text is AI generated, and then certainly in accordance with your this university guideline, you can edit your content. I hope this answers your question.
Yeah, I think that was a very elaborate answer on it. I'll just like to add a couple of points. So when you are, for example, generating some text from AI, you to be more sure that it does not have plagiarism in it, you can then rephrase it again and give it your own interpretation so that it does not look AI generated. There's always a lot of trial and error that goes into working with these tools. You should always refer to your guidelines of the institution and how much AI is allowed to be used in your dissertation or in your thesis. Yeah, I don't think there would be any issues in if you used the AI to, for example, make the document more readable to improve its grammar. But you always have to kind of at the end, you should always uh, say that you have used AI to do such kind of stuff so that you safeguard yourself, right? So we have a few more questions.
Mudabira, could I just add
Sorry.
a point there
Yeah, sure.
to Zakir's question? I think we just want to say this as a disclaimer that at no point are we trying to say that as an academic, whatever is generated by AI, you use it as it is and put it in your document or in your writing and just present it. It's not at all, as Nabeel constantly mentioned, it's your ally, as it's your assistant, but it is not you. So when you
Yeah.
generate your literature review, it does not mean that you put it verbatim taken from there. You can generate literature summaries, understand literature from different perspectives, but eventually you have to approach the review with your set of questions, rewrite it, work with that material. So it's just for you to simplify your work a little bit, your labor a little bit, assist you in those ways, but eventually the writing has to come from you. That's the whole purpose of producing any academic text. So just a line there, and I think I'm just resonating what Nabeel and Mudabira were saying. Just that, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank,
thanks,
uh,
Vidushi. Yeah.
thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. Just one more question. Sorry. Uh, Actually, ma'am, there are many PhD scholars, and they are my friends. And a few days back, one of them put the whole of his paper on Perplexity AI, and asked to summarize it or asked to make like PPT. Does it make a problem for the publication or for the future or not? Thank you, ma'am.
Um, yeah, I think Nabil, do you want to go ahead with it?
Uh, I think what you said is if we put any paper in perplexity and summarize it, will it be a problem or not? I think just for the summarizing, it won't be a problem because you are just extracting what the paper is actually about, or you're getting the key points. Uh, um, I think there shouldn't be any problem in the summarizing. This is
Yeah, I
what,
want to add
right?
that. Sorry, Nabil. Thanks for your answer. I think one more thing is that you can always go through the like details of these softwares and see how their data policies are. Like, are they saving your data or are they not saving your data? So that's an important thing as well. Some AI models or some AI apps, they do explicitly say that they are not saving your data. So I think it's more safer to use such apps or such websites where your data is not stored permanently, to kind of safe gauge your work with AI. So yeah, I think you should always read along those lines.
Yeah,
uh,
and one thing I wanted to add in this, if I mean, if you're asking that if your research, if it's a manuscript of your research work and you just need to, and it's not published yet, so you have to be very careful while putting it to either Perplexity or any other AI tool because,
yeah.
Mudabara rightly said that each of these tools come up with their policies as well if they are saving your data, if they are extracting your data or not, and there could be a problem if it is saving, if that AI tool is saving your data and the work is not published yet. So
Yeah.
you should go through the policies and see what they say about.
Yeah. I think we have one more question in the chat box. They're asking what's the difference between ChatGPT and Perplexity.
Yeah, as I have said in the slide as well, that in very simple terms, Perplexity is ChatGPT, but for academics, because
Yeah.
it always comes up with sources whenever you put a query. And as an academics, we always need a source of whatever is being said or is being claimed,
Yeah.
even if it is not in stats or not a fact. But we always need a source, and we should seek a source while uh, uh, working on our research work, looking what exactly has been already been said for certain um, query or for certain problem. So the main difference between ChatGPT and Perplexity, even though ChatGPT now has this feature of coming up with the sources, but Perplexity in its initial days have been like this. And with regard to Perplexity, I just wanted to add one more thing. It comes up with a premium model, and those who are in India and are using the Airtel um, a network, they can get the subscription for Perplexity for 1 year for free if you are using a postpaid Airtel network.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of helpful.
Yeah.
Uh, second question, I think it's a repetition of what was asked already. It's about how do we safeguard our writing from plagiarism when using AI tools. Yeah, I think you already answered it. I'd like to add one more point. I was very concerned about this plagiarism thing. So what I did is just I generated something from ChatGPT, one paragraph, and then put it as it is into Turnitin, and the similarity was 0%. But when I ran it through some other app, I'm not very sure what its name was, which detected AI generated content, it did say that the similarity was 100%. So it's really about what app you are using to detect plagiarism. There are many advanced tools that can easily detect the AI generated text, so you have to be very careful with it. Yeah, do you want to add something, or should we go to the next
No,
question?
Mudabira, I think you have eloquently answered the question. So
Yeah. Again, another question as plagiarism. Then again, we have a question on, is it safe to upload a document in Perplexity? I think we answered that. We have to look into the policies of these apps and see if they are saving our data and how our data is being used. Uh, yeah, I think that's it for today. Uh, yeah, so these are the questions that we got, and uh, yeah, so before we wrap up, I'll like to thank Nabeel again for this wonderful session. And I'd like to thank you all, and your engagement means